Hi, beautiful souls. Namaste. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. I am an intuitive reader and healer, and I'm here on Wednesdays. I've decided this is my day to do some deck reviews and to share with you new decks coming into my library, old ones as well too, and do a few comparisons across decks. So today we're going to look at the Vindur deck by Leah Pantéa, which is a new acquisition. If you're following me, you'll know that this is a low buy year for me. So it took quite a bit for me to hit the purchase button. But this was part of my process in uh, creating my version of the Alley Man. So this is an Alley Man Made Me Do It deck. The Alley Man Tarot was a deck Kickstarter this year, right? The Kickstarter that came out this year, or at least we received it this year. And this is an enormous set of cards. And from the many, many cards in this deck, I put together a collection of 78 cards. Not all of them are from tarot decks. Some of them were created specifically for this deck. Others were pieces of artwork that the creator put together and made them into a tarot card. And so I have my Alley Man deck there, and the Vindur deck is one of the decks that was included in the Alley Man Tarot, the Justice card, and so we'll see that shortly. This is an incredibly beautiful deck. Perhaps one of the reasons it's so attractive to me is the watercolor art. I have a weakness for watercolor art, and I love the simplicity of the pips in this deck. And so let's go ahead and have a look at the majors. I hope the lighting will be okay here tonight. Hi, Sunny DD. Good evening. If you have this deck, let me know how you are enjoying it. I know it is on sale right now. This is the second version of the deck, and it is offered at a discounted price. This is the creator has not asked me to do this. I'm just sharing this with you. The link to purchase the deck is in the description box below. Vindur is Icelandic for wind. And I just want to share with you, I did put it below in the description. I created the Vindur deck for you and for me. The word Vindur is Icelandic for wind, a force that is deeply felt but not seen. I hope this deck is an ever-present force like the wind to help guide you through your days and decades, continuing to represent you as you grow and change. And I will be sharing with you a little bit from the guidebook. So the guidebook does not come in the box itself. It's a little bit larger. And what is different about this guidebook is the use of stories. So she has used a story to tell the Fool's Journey, as well as the journey through each of the minor arcana. There's no extra cards in this deck either. One more thing, sorry, before I start flipping. There is a key phrase that is associated with each of the cards, and I'm going to tell you what they are as we go through. I'll try to remember to do that. And they are really good. I really like them. So let's do this. Okay. The Fool, the key phrase is the initiation. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this with my left hand. These are rose petal finish, so it will, I haven't shuffled them yet. This really is a first impression. And I'll try to, the backs are gorgeous. You know what I mean? The new cards with rose petal finish, sometimes they're hard to turn. The Magician is harnessing external energies. Harnessing external energies. Look at the power in that card. There is both a simplicity and a strength to these cards that I really like. And I'll show you the yellow edges. There's matte yellow edging on these cards. High Priestess, listening within. And you will see familiar symbols with quite a different take on this. She is the guardian of what feels out of reach: dreams, childhood wounding, unanswered questions, the mysterious. The High Priestess holds the key to the all-encompassing sea of knowledge, but makes it clear that the fool can only have access to this information once she has deemed them worthy. And then she goes on to compare it to the magician. Instead of external action, now is an opportunity to slow down, reflect inward, and seek the voice of your intuition. There's more, but I'm not going to read lengthy descriptions. 3, the Empress is synergistic creation. Synergistic creation. The Emperor, take your place. Isn't that a great key phrase? Take your place. Now, this one I am going to share with you because this is pretty special. She has chosen to rename this card as Chiron, the wounded healer. And I think this is something pretty insightful here. The key phrase is find your people. For the first time in the Fool's journey, they are surrounded by peers. In this setting, the Fool finally learns about the social communities of society and how, when social and independent work is united, new insight can be gained. Chiron lectures in organized religion, law, and formal education, but also in the ways of nature, philosophy, and the universe. Swept up in the tight embrace of belonging, the Fool feels a sense of ease in finding community and thought they connect with. The narrative of your beliefs can be intoxicating, but it is important to remember that even though it is natural to conform to the rhythms that surround you, you still have a strong and independent voice. There's more. You get the gist of it. So I believe this is the only card that has a different name. The Lover's key phrase is the mirror, which is absolutely perfect for me. Love that. And working with the Lovers is very much about self-reflection, seeing oneself in other, whether it is self-study or in a relationship. Now, this is a really cool depiction of the Chariot. I see a person emerging from a seed, and I love that. This is, I think she calls it a shell here. It's scary venturing out of our shell in order to grow, and you may feel too exposed and vulnerable. You can only expand once we move out of safety. And so that level, right, that leveling up from Chariot to the second septenary can be a very intimidating experience, which requires, digging deep, which is the next card, which is Strength, right? If you read in the Waite-Smith order, here is Strength. The keyword for Chariot is the universe's calling, key phrase. And for Strength, it is do it anyway. The Hermit is the great why. I'm laughing at something I'm reading in the book. The Wheel of Fortune is called a part of the cycle. This is a beautiful card. On this card, we have more than the fixed signs. So this deck does stray away from traditional symbology. But if you read tarot already, very easy to read. Beautiful. Then this is the Justice card, which was included in the Aliman Tarot. And she has a very short description for this card. I love the key phrase. It is "Here you are." And so whether you view justice as justice, legal justice, or karmic justice, you can't help but seeing that justice is in your face in this card. The scales are hanging out front. You should also know that if you are curious about the Aliman Tarot, the descriptions in the Aliman book were written by the creator of the Aliman, and they were not, while there might be a reference to it, they are um, not directly imported from the guidebook of the creator. It is his own thing. So, hi, Shonda, welcome. Justice, here you are. I love this. Although they are small, the fool recognizes that their action or inaction can cause a ripple through the world. They can no longer sit quietly on the sidelines. It is time to use their voice for the greater good. Now, I love that. So we are in Libra season. The concept of air is an important part of this. Pause and take a moral and ethical inventory of your life. Are you living in a way that aligns with your values and elevates fairness and equality? Justice is a reminder of karma. It is time to embody the change you would like to see in the outside world. Great depiction. Hanged, the hanged. So it's, I believe the creator is, I think they describe themselves as queer. You'll notice I've been using only the pronoun they for all of these cards, and this is the hanged. Surrender and sacrifice. And then we go into the season we presently are, beautiful death card, which is cyclical transformation. Hi, Vange, welcome. Shonda. So Samara's soul scribe is Shonda, not Sadhana. Shonda. Yeah. This reminds me of a couple of other decks, and I love the simplicity here, the roses. Yeah, beautiful. And then, so this one is renamed as well. Oh, no, it's not. It's Temperance. An unusual, this one's called Sweet Relief. Sweet Relief. Temperance sweeps in and allows the calm and spaciousness you so desperately need. Just like the deep-rooted aloe, we are reminded to reconnect with the earth and take time to mend. So if you work with temperance as a healing energy, this, and you're aware that this is an aloe plant, that fits beautifully. The devil is renamed as the shadow, and its key phrase is the voice of resistance. Would you like to see these key phrases on the cards, or do you feel, how do you feel about key phrases on cards? The shadow has a long description, which is great because I know this is a challenging card for a lot of people. The tower is a harsh clearing. Harsh clearing. I'm just curious if you want to share, because these are really good. I've not seen key phrases like this on too many cards. This star is a union with the universe. That is kind of a cool phrase. A union with the universe. The moon is surrender to the void. Surrender to the void. Ooh, and they have an eclipse at the top as well. That's interesting. The sun is harmonious self, and it is a beautiful card. Look at this card. Gorgeous. Thanks for sharing, Shonda. I really like this card. It is so happy. It's so free. Um, yeah, beautiful. Harmonious self. And then we go to a card that's called Taking Inventory. Taking inventory. And I'm very curious about taking inventory and the Tower. That's so interesting. Okay, so I'm going to move these to the side and I'm going to put down the Tower alongside taking inventory, because this would be a really interesting combo of cards to come up in a reading. So there's the Tower and taking inventory. I haven't read with these cards yet. I haven't even shuffled them. So that's why I'm also having a hard time turning them over. So that might be, I love the nuances that, if it's done well, if it's done thoughtfully, that deck creators add to the conversation between cards. Kind of powerful. All right, so Judgment and then the World. There's your World card, which looks like a womb. Kind of beautiful. Going back into the void. The Fool, now our hero, lays curled in a bed of laurel leaves, resting yet peacefully awake. The hero has accepted, atoned, and forgiven their stumbles, swum through the seas of unknown, accepted and enjoyed their blessings, and freed themselves from unhealthy bonds. Right? So she restates the lessons of the previous few cards. Okay. I'll just show you. So this is about the amount of information you get for each of the majors. The Devil was much more. It had like four of those paragraphs. Okay, so what I would like to do with the minors, and I hopefully I'll be able to do it, is to look at all four suits simultaneously. I love doing this. So I will back off the camera a little bit, and hopefully I'll be able to turn them. That's my concern here. So this is a pippish deck. So, and I'll keep them kind of messy so they're easier to turn. And I have to say, I am leaning towards less illustrated decks these days. There's just something about the simplicity, the spaciousness, the ability to read more flexibly. Wow, I love that Sun card. That's really beautiful. So you see we have the alchemical symbol. Do we have the alchemical symbol on all the cards? No, only on the, I can look at my computer, the receptive cards. So that's interesting. Do you see it? I don't see it. There's no alchemical symbol on wands or swords. That's funny, isn't it? Is it there? I also want to show you the intro page for, I'll show you one of them. It's not there. That's funny. Okay. So the guidebook is beautiful. This is what the intro page looks like for the suit. So you can see there, talks about the decadic associations, season of spring, basic keywords. It's really well done. It's a great little reference, and I think that would help a beginner as well too. Color coded, which is another thing that's brilliant. You don't see too many tarot decks that are so well color coded. So, oh, it's turning good, turning well. Here's your twos. So I will turn and pause and look at my screen too. I find it interesting that the pentacles are so dark. They're very dark. And the difference in color between the water and the earth suit Isn't that great? Okay. Here's your threes. And also, what happens when we are reading a lightly illustrated minors, you've heard me use that expression, I don't like being painted into corners. That's, I think, one of the reasons why I have been, why I seem to really like these sort of decks. There's just more spaciousness for interpretation. Okay. 4. So cards of foundation, control. Very interesting. Okay, so this is pointing to fire. So we have a fire shape. It's going to take me a little bit of time to look at the choice of depiction to see, where she's going with each of these interpretations. I wonder if the 3 cups in the air of the 4 of cups are falling or rising. Okay, let's go to the 5s. I'm just fascinated that there's no consistency with the alchemical symbols that are used in across numbers. That's one of the reasons why I like to look at cards across numbers. So you can see, some of these cards are more Rider-Waite-Smith based than others, or they're more heavily illustrated than others. And the use of the element is dominant here. So remember the title of this deck means wind. And so this deck is based in, I'm going to say, elemental interpretation. That 5 of Cups, I kind of like that perhaps the hand is releasing those 3 downward facing cups. That's kind of beautiful. Is the glass broken in the 5 of Pentacles? I'm going to actually read that one too. Let's read that one. And you can get a flavor for what goes on in the guidebook. So again, just like the majors, these ones each have a key phrase, and I'll read you all the 5 key phrases. So the key phrase for the 5 of Pentacles is change of circumstance. The circumstances have taken a downward turn. Blow by unfortunate blow is dealt, and Earth feels their life slipping out of control. What Earth had placed so much value on, probably referring to the 4, has fallen away and left them feeling impoverished, lost, and deeply lonely. Confident they are cursed or are being plagued with bad luck, Earth feels as though they are left with nothing. Your physical world is not everything and certainly cannot guarantee happiness. Being open about your current situation could invite opportunities for help. Ask yourself where the true feeling of destitution comes from. So I might not necessarily interpret the card this way. That is one of the meanings of this card. Let's go to the 5. I'm going to just read the key phrases for these ones. I wonder if they're all change of. No. 5 of Wands is buckle up. Buckle up. 5 of Cups is emotions flowing high, spirits sinking low. 5 of Swords, a mistake made. 6. And I have to say, I can't wait to show you one of the court cards. Now, this is not a new deck. This is version 2. I'm sure there's a lot of people who out there, and I just haven't seen this on Tarot 2 before. So I love, as I said, watercolor decks. These are the 6s. Interesting that the 6 of Cups has 3 up and 3 down. Moon and Sun. This is that's reflecting balance. Okay. All of these cards, though, however, are connected to Sun through the Tree of Life. But I get that. I get why that might be there. We see the roots. Roots are an important part of some of the conversations that can happen in the 6 of Cups. And it's turned upside down, right? So we see the foliage of the tree. It's reversed. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, let's go on. 7. I'll read you the key phrases for one more number, maybe the 9s or something. Here are the 7s, also challenging cards. We do see a human in the 7s. We see a hand in the, 7 of Swords and a hand. Very interesting 7 of Cups interpretation, which I will be talking about. 7 of Cups is the next card we're going to do in the Thoth series. If you're following along and you're a member of the channel, here's the 8s. So 8 of Fire. I actually want to read this one. I'm going to read you the key phrases for the 8s. Okay, let's go. 8 of Wands. Easy guidebook to navigate. Okay, 8 of Wands is coils, release. Coils, release. Finally, fire is released from the monotonous day-to-day, and suddenly their dreams are projecting forward again as if being shot from a spring. That's so interesting because usually in an 8 of Wands, and I was just talking about this in the Herb Crafter series, there's a sense of focus that is required so the wands don't get out of control. And I think that's why in the Rider-Waite-Smith, we see the wands straight and focused. And there was something to that. We were looking at the chaos, the potential chaos in the kitchen of the 8 of Wands in the Herb Crafter's Tarot. So I'm curious about the kind of wild aspect of this key phrase. Coils, release. 8 of Cups is the courageous quest. That's awesome. 8 of Swords. We were just talking about the 8s in the Herb Crafters. Remove the blindfold. And 8 of Pentacles. Master and teacher. 9. Labyrinth fans will like the card on the right. The only thing I don't like about the Suit of Pentacles is its darkness. It's so gray. Okay, 9 of Wands, 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, a labyrinth. Wow. Okay. Completion, completeness. 10 of Cups. Well, we see Rider-Waite-Smith in that one. There's the rainbow. 10 of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. I said I was going to read you these key phrases, so I will. 10 of Wands, the desperate last stand. That looks a bit like a 10 of Swords, doesn't it? The desperate last stand. 10 of Cups, the infectious bliss. 10 of Swords, darkest before the dawn. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Earth, passing it down. Earth has built something worthy and sustainable and is happy to share their success and stories. They have created a deep-rooted security within their family and business, and can now rest easy that their hard work is paid off. They have created an easier route for the next generations. Interesting. The last sentence on this page. Allow them room and encourage them to live their own journey. Your path isn't the only path to success. That's very insightful. All right. In this deck, the court cards are traditionally named. So we go page, Knight, Queen, King. So here are the 4 pages. All the white space in this deck. Does this deck remind you a little bit of Line Strider Tarot? That might be a really interesting side by side to do. I'm just kind of feeling that. Okay, those are pages. There's one knight here that when I was sorting the deck, I just caught a glimpse of, and it's this one. I love this Knight of Swords. It's moving so fast that it didn't even get caught on the page. I kind of love that. I think that's hilarious. Love the creative spirit in the Knight of Wands. Gorgeous. And our queens. I'll read you a key phrase for the queens. Ooh. Okay. Queens. Sorry, I should be flipping the book in the speaker. Okay, Queen of Wands. Oh, so what she has done in the court cards, she says fire plus water. So she's sharing the elements, the elemental associations, and there are not key phrases for the court cards. And I just want to check something. So that the elemental associations, that is. Yes, so she has pages as earth, knights as air, queens as water, and kings as fire. So in a golden dawn order. Thanks, Benj. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to do that. All right, and then the final court card. I am going to shuffle and do a 3-card reading. If anyone has a question, or I can just do a kind of like a general message from the deck, perhaps a highlight from the deck. I'm happy to do one reading though. Okay, here are the final chords. The King of Cups is kind of powerful. Very different Knight of Wands, almost like he's jumping off the throne. Cool. Okay. There we go. I will show you the edges, and we'll do gotta shuffle a little bit, so just bear with me while I do that. Okay. They're really pretty. They're a matte yellow. And I also purchased her playing card deck, which I will share at some point, which is also matte yellow edging. So these are the edges. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, so I'm going to shuffle. Oh, they are very stiff. So they're not bending at all. I will not be able to, do you want to see? Can I do this? There, okay. You know what I mean? I won't be able to back bridge. I'll just show you. I have fairly large hands. They're super stiff. Yeah, I can't back bridge. Okay. So if you are an overhand shuffler, no problem here. And they're not, even though they are a rose petal finish, they're not as sticky as some other cards that I've had in breaking them in. Okay. All right, let's move this back up. Okay. So on this 9th day of November 2022, awakening the Vindur deck, the deck that is connected to the element of air. For those of you that missed the introduction, the creator is Leah Pantéa, and she created the Vindur deck for you and for me. And the word Vindur is Icelandic for wind, a force that is deeply felt but not seen. What is the gift of this deck? That's not silly at all, Evangelina. What is the gift of the Vindur deck? What is its strength, and what is the way that it is going to shine in my library? Maybe I'm also asking what type of readings are its strength. Okay. First card is Ace of Wands. I'll put these under the other camera in just a second. Second card is the Star. And, ooh, Nine of Swords. All right, so let's have a look at these in combination. So I'm putting them down in the order that I drew them, that we drew them. So the Star is in the middle. So we have all active suits, all masculine suits. Fire, air, air. Ace, 17, 9. All odd numbers. So there's something in that. This feels very strong, right? So odd numbers are also generally masculine. I also sense a connection. Maybe this is like a direct connection to spirit kind of energy. One of the things with that Nine of Swords, there's a gift of liminal space. I think that's possible here. If we don't fear the dark, if we don't fear where our meditations and our dreams can take us, I think there can be tremendous breakthroughs. And I get that gift, that breakthrough sense. I don't necessarily associate the Suit of Wands with spirit, but there is inspiration there. There's a seed of inspiration. So perhaps this inspiration is going to connect us to, I'll go back to the keyword also for the Star, because it was great. The key phrase for Star is a union with universe. So that's another reason for leaning to that interpretation of the Nine of Swords, of that, stay the extra moment in your meditation kind of thing. So perhaps this is going to be quite a spiritual deck. I want to say, and direct. The messages will be direct. They won't be skirting around the bush. Not overly emotional. Kind of like that. Wow. All right. I'm really looking forward to doing some more readings with this, and I hope to see you all soon. I will be on Friday at my usual time, 12 Pacific, and I haven't decided the topic yet, but I look forward to seeing you then. Take good care of yourselves. Namaste.